Welcome to the third edition of the Core Podcast. I am Adrian Terry, and I'm joined once again by Jerry Powers. And we'd like to bring you some information about recent events here in the town of Edgewood, give you a recap of the public forum that we had last week, November 14th, at Legacy Church, give you a preview of the upcoming town council meeting this Wednesday, November 20th, 6:30 p.m., and give you some other highlights about things that we're talking about doing in terms of action items moving forward based on the public comments we received at last week's forum.
It was really a fantastic meeting. I was so happy to see. We had over 300 people there in Legacy Church. It was a really a fantastic turnout. It was heartening to see so many people concerned about Edgewood. It's such a great place to live, and some of the things that have been going on in the town could really lower our quality of life, and we'd all hate to see that. So it was really terrific to see everybody turn out and participate.
And once again, we'd like to give our thanks to Legacy Church for allowing us to use their facilities in order to bring the public information about very, very important issues that could affect this community for decades to come.
Yeah, there were three ex-mayors there, which is unheard of, and also unprecedented to have that many people turn out in a public forum in Edgewood, over 300 people. So we even had Mayor Calkins, who was one of the earliest mayors, turn out and talk about it, how important it is that everybody support the effort. He recognizes that. And the other mayors did to express their unqualified support for what we're doing.
And that goal is to bring openness and transparency to local government so that the citizens have an opportunity to give input, to make dissent if there's objections to certain plans or proposals, and to generally be able to participate in the governmental process, which is only possible with an informed electorate. And that's part of our goal, is to bring information to the public.
Yeah. And that night we talked about several paths forward. We heard you loud and clear that you're not satisfied, as we're not, with the level of government that we're getting and some of the actions that could actually be devastating to the town. So we discussed that night removal from office for nepotism. We discussed forcing an election, a special election, which would cause an election for every position in town under the commission manager statutes. That we could persuade either Councilor Hawley or Abrams, who typically vote with the mayor, which has allowed this kind of to get out of control, to change their mind and listen to the people and hopefully facilitate a more open process and stop some of the things that we think are going to be destructive to the town. The other item was also a challenge, such as the district attorneys launched, that found the Supreme Court found this election or lack of election and extension of terms for 2 years without an election to be unconstitutional. So we are looking at every one of those. We have decided, based on the loud and clear message from the audience that night, to go forward in every one of these avenues until we get the success in transforming the government into an open, transparent, and democratic government for Edgewood.
It's a highly aspirational goal, but certainly one that is worth the effort. Now, the first opportunity that citizens will have to address the town council and to bring their concerns to light will be this Wednesday, November 20th, 6:30 p.m. at the next town council meeting. There's an important item on the agenda, even though it's, for the most part, not a very contentious agenda based on what we see from the action items, but there will be discussion about the comprehensive plan for the town of Edgewood. Now, this is a planning document, a long-range document, but it will in some ways steer the course of local governance to meet the objectives that are outlined in the plan, and a few of them concern water resources.
That's right. This plan is actually touting and supporting the idea of the EPCOR takeover, which I found most people to be against, and certainly it could have far-reaching negative consequences. So it's important that everybody turn out, also just in terms of expressing your views about some of the things we presented at the meeting directly to the council. This would be the first opportunity for you to show up and have an ability to tell the councilors and the mayor what it is that you don't like about what they're doing and the things that you want to see changed. So I would heartily support everybody coming.
And then the next podcast that we're going to bring to you will be our regular council recap, which we'll record sometime shortly after the town council meeting this Wednesday. And we'll bring you highlights and information about what transpired, particularly those items that are not listed on the agenda that often seem to come out under nondescript action items like matters from the clerk or matters from the mayor.
Yeah. So it's important to show up express your views, be heard, let the mayor and the other councilors that didn't attend our meeting hear from you directly.
Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.